where they been hiding them the whole time, bro?
I
Like
don't
where
know.
they
Look
been
like he was
hiding
back.
Conquest the whole time?
Oh, you talking about who the Viltrumites, or you
Yeah,
mean?
the Viltrumites where they been hiding Conquest the whole time. You would have thought that he would have showed up way before season three. Like what?
It caught me. I thought he killed his ass. I ain't gonna lie. Um, it's kind of like a little, you know what I'm saying, little complaining ass, like, and then talking all this shit, and it's like, bro, like, yo, you know what I'm saying, like, you like a Timu Gambit or some shit. Like, I don't know what the fuck kind of powers he had, bro, but that shit was like, damn, that's
Timu
all you
Gambit
doing.
is wild, bro. A Timu Gambit.
That's what type of you would never expect him to go out on some
Yeah,
shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
Mhm.
I think his character served his purpose though.
Yeah.
And so I was like, man, I definitely didn't see that coming.
Yeah, that was
Like
wild.
I knew like the way it was going, it was bleak. It was like I know my boy, they show like his various levels, like when he get mad
Hmm.
and
Mhm.
he got another gear,
Yeah.
but I ain't see that gear helping against that motherfucker he was fighting. Nigga. It was like, bro, that it ain't shit you gonna be able to do, dog. Like, I don't care how mad you get. And then he was already like real fucked up. So, yeah, she definitely came through on some other shit. So,
Well, and I say that too, man.
like the way, like they, you know what I'm saying, they made her kind of like the Phoenix Force. You know what I'm saying, type of shit. And was like, and she had the power to heal herself. And then, you started to like she was saying she had what was it? Psychic blocks put in. So
Mhm.
she way more stronger than, you know what I'm saying, you could even kind of what we were seeing. You know what
And
I'm
not
saying? But
not even heal herself. She brought herself back from dead.
exactly.
Yeah, that's
Like, bro,
crazy. She
that's
was she
crazy,
was
yo.
dead.
Yeah.
For Mark, man, I be wanting that dude to be my favorite character, man. But it feels something like with me, the fact that the show is called Invincible, and you spend so much time getting your ass kicked. I mean,
Welcome to the Nurse Light channel. I'm your host, AJ Rowe. I got Chris and Handari back in the building. What's going on, fellas?
yo, yo, yo.
What up? What up now?
Glad to have you guys here. Today we're going to talk about Invincible season 3. The full Invincible conversation is going to happen at a later date, but for now we're going to talk about season 3. It's fresh on our minds. We're ready to talk about it. Before we get into the conversation, don't forget to click like and subscribe to the channel for any past, current, and future content. All right, guys. So I'm gonna just ask the first question off the bat. What did y'all think of the season?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I think it was a real good season. Um, the one thing I say, it was so much going on. They had so many different storylines that were popping at the same time that if you weren't paying real close attention to it, you could definitely get confused.
Yeah,
Chris.
I would agree. For me, man, it like again, it was dope as hell. Um, and I kind of got the luxury of watching everything all at once because I had no idea about the show. And so I went, you know what I'm saying, straight one, two, three. So that's why I was asking you at the beginning, like, where does season three kind of start at? But yeah, he's definitely right, man. It has so much going on. And then of course they had the multiverse, they had all of them, several versions of him coming in. So I mean, man, it was real dope. I was interested in the way like how they were gonna kind of tie up some of those loose ends from season two, and then the stuff with the girlfriend. It was dope though. I like what they did with it, and it honestly it left me like, oh man, like now I gotta sit here and wait like everybody else, like you know what I'm saying, to catch up. So it's like, all right, but yeah, I enjoyed it, man. It was dope.
So question for you, because you brought that up about the tie-ins to the past season. Did y'all actually think that Levy was dead when Mark beat him to death in the end of the second season?
Nah, you could kind of tell that he wasn't dead then. And you already knew being that what his power was is to move to different realities. You had to figure that he wasn't dead. I think the little surprise was that came up when he had those cats that were helping him. So that was real big. They kind of came out of nowhere, but they helping them. They keep putting them together every time something happened to them in a different reality. And so that didn't surprise me though. Nah, not at all. Wasn't surprised by that.
I ain't gonna lie, it caught me. I thought he killed his ass. I ain't gonna lie. Um, and then I mean, I guess like, from a writing standpoint and, just kind of understand the story, the amount of guilt that he was feeling, it was kind of foreshadowing that, all right, man, like you beating yourself up about this, but in reality, you really didn't even kill the dude. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of like that, the poetic kind of stuff that they write into stories. So I get what you're saying. But when I first watched it, it was just kind of like one of those, look like, all right, well, they first interaction where the dudes had built the thing and they was trying to download all the consciousness into one guy.
Hmm.
That seemed like it was kind of just like a damn, they got off on the wrong foot type of thing because they probably wouldn't have been enemies.
Right.
And then everything kind of started from there. So um yeah, it was crazy though. Yeah, that shit was crazy. But I thought he was out of here.
Well, it ain't too many final deaths on there. I mean, if you think about it, go back to season one.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Globe, those was the cats, with the exception of Immortal, that was like murked out and gone. With almost everybody else that you've seen throughout the rest of the show, some kind of way they come back or they not really dead anyway. I think that you did see some of that though in season three, where some people that's gone and you don't expect them to see come back. Like Rexplode, Rex not
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah, he ain't coming back.
He's gone. But he's one of the few, that um throughout the three seasons that is gone and you can expect him to stay gone.
Yeah. How
You
did
know
y'all feel about his death?
who Rexplode?
Yeah.
I actually like that dude, man. I think his power kind of sucked a little bit, but I actually liked him. I like the energy he brought to the show.
I say for me, man, he was one of the more annoying motherfuckers
Yeah.
in the show. And I mean, it seemed like it was purposely done because you did get to see his character arc and he
Hmm.
go from being like more of a me first type motherfucker and then starting to understand like team and
Hmm.
believing in something greater than himself. So I do like to see like character development. So from that standpoint, he worked in that way, but he was kind of like a little, you know what I'm saying, a little complaining ass, like, and then talking all this shit, and it's like, bro, like, yo, you know what I'm saying, like, you like a Timu Gambit or some shit. Like, I don't know what the fuck kind of powers he had, bro, but that shit was like, damn, that's
Timu
all you
Gambit
doing?
is wild, bro. A Timu Gambit.
That's what it reminded me of, man.
That's
Like
a
he
good
had
one,
Oh
like
Lord.
Chris.
little joints. So he throwing, what was he throwing, quarters and shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, I mean,
damn.
and that's crazy because he is kind of like a discount Gambit because he can do the same stuff that Gambit could do. He just don't look as cool doing it.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, man. I mean, but I mean, it was. I ain't gonna lie. Now it did come out of left field. Like I didn't like he seemed like one of the ones that were gonna be like stick around. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Right.
And then it was just kind of like, damn, like y'all threw my boy to the wolves. But I guess it was kind of like a glorious kind of like crescendo to a character
A
Hmm.
because
redemption song, like a
yeah,
redemption song. Yeah.
like when you
Yeah.
first meet him, that ain't the type of you would never expect him to go out on some
Yeah.
shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
Hmm.
I think his character served his purpose though.
Yeah. I
Who
think
would
so.
y'all say? Who would y'all say was the MVP of the season?
I say Adam Eve, bro, because I just feel like the depths that she went, and then just where you found out. I mean, I know we gonna talk about it later, but where you found out where her power is
Hmm.
and how strong she really is, and to speak to what Chris was talking about, like the character development and like emotional depth and stuff like that. I think they did a real good job developing her, um, and the role that she played in the relationship with Mark. But yeah, she was my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that shit. I think the way she like kind of came through and saved his ass at the end, and like you know what I'm saying. I was like a little worried about her because she was just recovering, and then she gonna go out there and fight. I'm like, what the hell is she about to do? Like you know what I'm saying? But like, bro, like the way like they, you know what I'm saying, they made her kind of like the Phoenix Force, you know what I'm saying, type of shit. And was like, and she had the power to heal herself. And then, you started to, like she was saying she had what was it? Psychic blocks put in. So
Hmm.
she way more stronger than, you know what I'm saying, you could even kind of what we were seeing. You know what
And
I'm
not
saying? But
not even heal herself. She brought herself back from dead.
exactly.
Yeah, that's
Like, bro,
crazy.
that's
She was
crazy, yo.
dead.
Yeah. And so I was like, man, I definitely didn't see that coming.
Yeah, that was
Like
wild.
I knew like the way it was going, it was bleak. It was like I know my boy. They show like his various levels, like when he get mad
Hmm.
and he
Hmm.
he can- he got another gear,
Yep.
but I ain't see that gear helping against that motherfucker he was fighting. Nigga. It was like, bro, that it ain't shit you gonna be able to do,
Yeah,
dog. Like I
come
don't care
on.
how mad you get. And then he was already like real fucked up. So, yeah, she definitely came through on some other shit. So,
Well, and I say that too, man. For Mark, man, I be wanting that dude to be my favorite character, man. But it feels something like with me, the fact that the show is called Invincible, and you spend so much time getting your ass kicked. I mean, the dude bad, right? But he get beat up a lot,
A lot.
a lot. And he usually end up winning the fights, man. But for him to have the powers that he does, bro, he get beat up a lot. And he get beat up by scrubs sometimes too. Yeah, it be
I can't
scrubs.
believe he struggled to get what's his name, Doc Seismic.
I can't believe he struggled against power plays.
Oh, the dude, yeah, yeah, the one that went crazy. Yeah,
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 he
yeah,
ain't even
yeah.
had no real power. Mark struggled against him. He had
yeah,
Mark paid out.
I would. Yeah, you 1,000% right on that, bro. Like that shit is crazy, how and yeah, I mean, y'all like, of course, you rooting for him, but
Yeah,
it's like, damn, like my nigga, like, come on, like, get it together, like, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I don't think he ever gonna fulfill like his real potential, like Omni-Man or something like that, because I think his dad just had a different he just got a different mentality. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, and I think that thing that's there that kind of make him more relatable,
yeah,
more likable because he's like, he's struggling with his human half
yep,
and
yep,
everything like that. But I
yep.
think that's the same thing that's gonna like kind of it's either gonna perpetually hold him back or he gonna figure out how to kind of like Gohan and Dragon Ball,
Mm,
like use that to like surpass something that's like, okay, your dad is like, pure Saiyan, but when you tap into that shit the right way, it take you to levels that even your dad ain't at. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see, man.
Yeah.
That dude let me down, but it's so many different, but it's so many different avenues in this story, and I hope that you go to it because you mentioned his dad, Chris, and so that was a whole nother little segment that they did with his dad, breaking out of the jail and I know Jerome Boy was in there, Battle Beast. I know that's your dude, and then I like
Yeah,
Alan
that's
the
my
Alien.
dude. That's my dude.
Yeah, I like Alan the Alien. That's my dude. And so that whole little sidebar was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the least what would you call him? The least valuable player, the least valuable player of the season.
Mm.
mm, mm.
For me, it's gonna always be Mark Mom, man. I don't care nothing about Mark
Wow.
Mom and her boyfriend and shit like that. They
Wow.
regular folks. I don't care nothing about their story. As long as she had a dinner cooked and she making sure Oliver good, that's cool. But she don't need no screen time. Like I don't need to see no episodes with her and the boyfriend out having dinner and no shit like that. Just to me, it don't contribute to the story, though.
Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. Uh, the person that probably get on my nerves the most is his best friend,
Yeah, the gay
the
dude.
little gay boy. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
William,
be getting on
William.
my nerves.
yeah,
I'd be like, man, come on now.
yeah. He don't
Like,
contribute to the story that much either.
Well,
Yeah.
we
William
cool on
contributes
that.
more than Debbie does.
I
Uh,
don't, I
I
don't
don't
think
know,
so,
man.
man.
Yeah, I
To
don't know,
me,
You
man.
don't think so? Because I feel like he's more like he's always giving him good advice and stuff like that.
Is he though?
Yeah,
that's
because
what I'm about to
he
say.
was the one to tell him to pursue Eve.
Yeah, but then that was just Mark, just being Mark. He should have done that anyway. Everybody knew that that was gonna be how that was gonna happen in season one.
Hmm.
You knew that their attraction was greater than whatever Mark and the black chick was doing.
Yeah.
You knew that. You could see it. They just had way
Mhm.
more in common. So
Right,
I think
right.
that was inevitable,
Hmm. Hmm.
you know.
I think, yeah, like the best friend. I mean, his advice ain't always all that good either, because he was the one that sitting his ass down there with his dad. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like, "You gotta go help these people," and then he always guilt tripping Mark and shit. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
if you would have helped, then my boyfriend wouldn't have been. You know what I mean? Like he all, and it's like, damn, my nigga. Like I know that's your man's and shit, but I was fighting with my girl, so I'm trying to. You know what I mean? Like nigga, like nah, you don't get the guilt trip me and shit. Like, but yeah, like to me that is him. But his mom is pivotal as far as like, you know what I'm saying, being kind of the person that's left behind. And you saw that when she went to the superheroes group, and it's like, damn, she still can't even really fucking move on. Old buddy was, it seemed like he was trying to mac on her a little bit. And then once he found out, like, oh, your motherfucker was Omni-Man, fuck you, like, blah, 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 don't bring your ass back. So it's funny, like, seeing her, not like funny, but it's like, it's crazy to see, like, what like she's still trying to pick those pieces up and
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying, move on. It got a little more depth than old buddy, like
Yeah, y'all
his
ever
best
see the
friend.
movie Brightburn?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You see
Oh
Brightburn, Chris?
no.
So what happened to the mama in Brightburn? That's what I would have hoped happened to her at the
Damn,
end.
what happened?
Tell them what happened, Jerome, to the mama in Brightburn.
She died.
How she died of?
Did he burn her?
No, he flew up in the air and dropped her.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. He's basically it's basically Superman turned bad.
Yeah, that movie.
Oh shit,
Yeah,
about to check that
it's like
out,
a
man.
horror. It's a horror though. It's a horror film.
Yeah.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
It's on Stars if you check it out. It's on Stars right now.
gotcha,
So
gotcha.
what was the best storyline of the season?
Hmm. I'll say for me, it was definitely like they like you know what I'm saying, they little romance jumping, getting ready to jump off, because like you said, they've been setting us up for that
Mm,
like since the beginning. Like you
yeah.
saw it. And then it's like, okay, now we finally get to see it materialize, because it seemed like the black chick he was with
Hmm.
was doing that classic, like, okay, well, I get it, and blah blah blah. And then they acting like they cool, but the whole time they got, you know what I'm saying, they're doing the most Michelle Obama on them.
Hmm.
Like where, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, I'm still a little pissed off at you type of shit. Like, damn, I'm saving the world and shit. Like you claimed you understood, or you claimed you got it, but then, you know what I'm saying, it started to, rear its head. So like to me, that was kind of like the most thing I was looking forward to, was seeing him kind of break out of that
Hmm.
situation and get with somebody that was a little more
On his level.
hands on, and they will understand it from their own vantage point, because they do the same shit.
Hmm. Hadar.
Uh, I think, man, my favorite storyline again, man, was the whole um Omni-Man and Alan the Alien when
Mm,
they broke off into the Viltrumite jail, bro.
yeah.
To me that one was cool because you got to see Battle Beast again for one, and I thought that was a real cool character, and you
Yeah.
actually got to find out a little bit more about his motivation.
Hmm.
But then also I feel like that they kind of set the story up further especially at the end of that, when you found out that it ain't but it's less than 50 Viltrumites out here in the world when they was a whole planet. And so I think that it's a whole bunch of stuff behind that too that's going to come out because you got to find out why so few of them and they the most dominant beings in the universe. But it ain't but 50 of them. That's crazy. And then to find out that it seems like that they don't feel as inevitable because like when Omni-Man was telling his story, you feel like okay, Omni-Man told his story. You see the Viltrumites almost kill him, almost kill Mark. And so they feel like you feel like, yo, these cats is gonna dominate the whole universe. But then you found out not only are they not that strong, but it's not that many of them. And so, I think that changes stuff a little bit. And I just like that story. Like I told you, Alan's my favorite one. And then I like seeing him juiced up the way he is. And I like seeing Battle Beast. Dude just want to fight anybody. It don't matter. I just want to fight. I
So
want a worthy opponent.
so Alan was your MVP, but he's also your favorite character in the whole entire show.
No, Adam Eve was my
Oh,
MVP
Adam Eve is your
for
MVP.
the season, but Alan the
Okay,
Alien is my favorite
okay,
character for the
okay. I
show.
want to
Yeah,
make sure. Okay,
yeah,
cool, cool,
yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. So that was my favorite part. I mean, although there's a lot of good ones, man. Like there's a lot of B's and C's in there too. The whole
Hmm.
thing where the twins came back and snatched Mark, go save the world, and it was Immortal who was the king. That was real cool. Like Chris mentioned, all the multiverse marks, all
Yeah.
the different marks. That was real cool.
What were y'all expecting more from that? I was expecting more from that though.
Yeah, I was. I thought it would have went a little bit longer than the episode.
I
Yeah,
would agree. Yeah, I did. I did too. Um, like I don't know. I just thought it was going, turn into some whole other shit.
yeah,
But like I guess they, and I mean, again, it's 8 episodes. I guess they trying to, fit it in and do what they could do. Because, like you said, that could have been a whole arc. Like
yep.
that could have been a whole season. Like him
Yep.
having to, what I'm saying, deal
Get
with all
past
that.
all of
So
them. Yeah, because some
yeah,
of them suck, and then some of them was real nice with theirs, and so
yeah,
yeah, that
yeah,
could have been that. Also, man, Kate finding out about her brother, that was
Yeah,
kind of dope too.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like he's an assassin. Yeah, right.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which fits, because that gave you a way to see like what her power would be like if it was used for evil, which is crazy. Because you don't
What?
think like, because I always thought she was one of the corniest characters, but then the
Mm.
way he used the power was crazy.
Oh
You know,
yeah, like when he was in the prison, like
yeah,
when he
like when he
yeah,
broke out of jail, and
yeah,
then
yeah.
like when he was killing people, like the way he did it, man, that was just wild, bro.
Hey, did you like when she died? Did you think she was gone for good?
No,
I thought
You
she
did, I
was. I
thought she
thought
was
she was out
gone.
of here.
Yeah.
uh-uh.
Yeah.
But I had remembered, and I can't remember if it was season one or season two, but I had remembered something about her saying or mentioning about an extra one because all she
Mm,
had to keep is one somewhere, you know.
okay.
And I,
Okay.
I
Okay.
remembered that. All she
I
had
just.
to have was one, and the brother reiterated that too,
Hmm.
Hmm.
in season three that he just keep one somewhere and that's all he need.
Yeah. Yeah. Her. What's my man name? That you got to cut
Immortal,
his head off. Yeah. They
immortal. And
started.
he done how
Yeah.
many times he done died on the show?
Well, I mean, like I guess in from his standpoint, like that he can. You know what I'm saying? He can come back. But with her, like the way they did it, and it's like, yeah, we know she died a lot, but it was like, dog, when I was watching that, when I was like, there's another one somewhere. Like, what the fuck? She fucking gone? Like, you know what I mean? That shit kind of caught me, bro. And then you know what I'm saying, her and the immortal, they getting freaky and shit. I was like, look at these motherfuckers, man. Yeah, Mister Immortal trying to get him a little
But
something on the
look,
side.
but that's a good point too, man, because this season, on season three, they showed a lot more of that than they have the entire show. of
Mm-hmm.
cats actually getting it in. You
Yeah,
know, they
yeah.
showed Mark and Adam Eve getting it in. You know, they haven't really showed that in the show like that. They implicated it, but they showed it in season three.
Yeah,
It
man.
wasn't always like Cinemax soft porn, but they showed it in season three.
Yeah.
I
That's it. What in me, boy.
What did y'all think about Conquest?
was waiting for you to get to him.
Bro. That dude was man, that dude was crazy, bro. Like that's like I just was like, man, how the hell like what the hell they gonna do about this motherfucker? Like, um, and then like the way they left it off, where his ass like his they of course he would like burn the body and shit, but you knew that motherfucker wasn't about to burn it.
No, you
I
know,
knew he
yeah.
was
Nah, Cecil won't go do that.
Cecil ain't gonna do
yeah,
that.
I knew I'm like,
Cecil too
come on.
intrigued. Yeah,
Yeah.
Cecil ain't gonna do that. Yeah.
So it's like, what the hell is that about to be? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Where
what's about to go on down there?
they been hiding them the whole time, bro?
I
Like
don't
where
know.
they
Look
been
like he was
hiding
back.
Conquest the whole time?
Oh, you talking about who the Viltrumites, or you
Yeah,
mean?
the Viltrumites where they been hiding Conquest the whole time. You would have thought that he would have showed up way before season three. Like where they been hiding him. And not only that, the dude seemed like he's a Viltrumite on fentanyl. It seemed
Yeah,
like he
bro.
would be what for real.
Yeah, yeah,
Listen to him. Listen to him. The dude got an emotional arc, you know, but he seemed like he a crackhead Viltrumite.
Yo,
That's
he do
out
seem like
here.
he get high with just fighting and shit like that.
Yes.
That was,
Like he just out here just wilding out, bro.
yo. And he was over there talking, he was having like orgasmic too, cause he was
Yes. 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 Yes.
yo, that dude was
I,
insane.
I expected him to pull something out and start either sniffing it or smoking it during the fight.
You saw what he did with the blood bubble?
Yes.
Oh my god, I was like, yo, this dude,
yeah,
wow.
dude. Yeah, dude was out there, bro.
You
But
saw
I
when
think,
Mark was like, he's like, stop. He was like this. He like, what the hell? He like, we fighting. Yeah, 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 yeah.
too late.
So our
Yeah.
timeout. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Conquest was
definitely.
something different, man. But I think
Yeah.
that he was also there to kind of show who Mark could be.
Mm,
He was also
Mm,
there to show who Adam Eve was. Because
mm-hmm.
I mean, her shit is completely different, bro. There's never
Yeah,
been a character on this show who can bring themselves back from the dead. She was literally dead,
yeah.
yeah.
which is crazy. Yeah. So he was there to show how strong they could be.
He definitely did that. Cause damn.
Yeah,
Like
he
that
was a monster.
motherfucker he had no regards.
Nope.
Oliver, he was about to damn pull that motherfucker apart.
Yep.
Woo.
Yep.
Like
Woo.
that old school, what's that little separating machine they used to have back
Yep.
in medieval times? Like I was like,
The the
damn.
the quarter drawing quarter where they tie people to the four horses and then hit them.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
man.
yeah.
That shit crazy, bro.
Yo, he had old boy crying too. Oliver was
Yeah,
Yeah,
crying.
man.
he stretched them out.
That was crazy, bro.
And you saw how Oliver he charged at him, and then Conquest just slapped him, like just snapped him. Dude, just like his head hit the cement and then popped back up. I was like a bounce, like a basketball, yo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dog.
Thank
They
God
got
for
some
thank
they
God for
got
the
some
Viltrumite.
good like I guess like choreography in mind whenever they doing this shit, cause like yeah, man, they fight scenes be dope as hell.
Oh,
Like,
the art, yeah, the artwork is crazy.
hmm
Yeah, the artwork is crazy. It's comparable to the books. Yeah, the artwork is crazy for sure. Like the whole Powerplex character development show, that part of it was real crazy. Even though, like to me, he sucked as a character, the
Mm-hmm.
backstory
Mm-hmm.
was like, wow. And then I also think that they can go a lot other places with that, with the Chicago incident. I mean,
hmm
there's a whole bunch of people you can probably draw off of that. Other superheroes or whatever that was involved in that. Um,
mm
yeah, that was a big storyline.
My last question before we rate the season. the Cecil element. So obviously, Cecil and Mark was really cool up until the part where obviously Mark finds out that dude has been working with Sinclair and like using the reanimin and stuff like that. And then he splintered his relationship with him. So what do you think the fallout with that gonna be?
I think Cecil a good dude. I think that he a good dude who has a job to do. And he see that he's woefully undermanned because regardless of what he do, is stuff out there that he can't control. And I think you kind of saw that too. That was another little tangent that they went off on when they showed kind of Cecil, a little bit of Cecil's backstory.
Yeah.
That episode, they showed that, and so you get a little bit of his motivation through that. But then, like even though he seems shady, all of his stuff has been to protect Earth. You know.
Yeah, I think he just in a difficult spot, bro. Cause like you said, I mean, it's like just like most things in life. Like, I mean, it's gonna be motherfuckers that love what you do. It's gonna be motherfuckers that hate it. And then I guess you just try to be on the, do what you think is right.
Yep.
And to me, that's kind of that's what he seemed like what he doing. And like he was saying, like, I mean, I don't think he in that position for no reason.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like he one of them motherfuckers that's like, all right, man, no matter where you put me at, I'm gonna find my way and
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to finagle the situation so I come out on top. And so you know what I'm saying? I like it's hard to be fully mad at him because it's like, bro, he just doing, you know what I'm saying? He just doing the best he can do.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And like you said, sometimes, I mean, you might not always agree with my methods, but it's a method to the madness.
That's right. Yeah, I agree with that.
So 1 to 10, how we rating this season?
For me, it's
I
a
go
strong
10.
eight. It's a strong eight, bro, for me, and maybe a nine. I just think the reason that ain't a 10 is because there were a couple tangents where I feel like they didn't have to go off on that kind of took away from the story. Like even though I like that whole thing with the twins coming to kidnap Mark and everything, I just don't think that was needed. It wasn't necessary to see that.
Hmm.
So, but I think it was still a real strong season though. It was an eight. I think my only 10 season has been the first one, season one. So
Ooh,
Ooh,
okay.
ooh, we gonna get to that. We gonna get back to that one. We gonna get on no future episode. We got to talk about that one. Go ahead,
yeah,
Chris.
Yeah, I was saying for me, I was going 10 because like again, I got to watch everything in like from start to finish, kind of like in over a couple of days. And I get where you come. I guess if I wanted to be hypercritical, you know what I'm saying, I could go that route. But like to me, I just found myself like engrossed in the whole joint.
mm,
Only in like maybe in retrospect, like we brought up the point about all right, the twins bringing them back, going back in the time. It's kind of like, ah, yeah, but they did kind of tie it in because at first when they first came, they just stole the Declaration and then we didn't know what the fuck they were doing. So then it was like, oh, okay, well, this is why the motherfuckers was coming back to do that, and they was trying to, do some futuristic shit. So I don't know, man, but I mean, like to me, like I loved all the seasons like that.
mm,
But I guess I get what he's saying. Like, man, if you want to get technical, then I probably have to go back and kind of watch these again with a different eye. You got to remember, I was watching this all for the first time.
Yeah,
mm,
yeah.
It's kind of like if you watch like whatever your favorite movie is, mine Coming to America. I done seen that movie over 300 times. So
Hmm.
I see little shit that somebody who might be only watching it the first or second time, like they just enamored with the story. But when you know the story inside out and backwards, then you start seeing like little parts where, oh, they cut and the damn top button was buttoned up, and then when they cut back, it was unlooped. You know what I'm saying? Like you start seeing different shit when you looking at it from a different vantage point. So
mm,
Hmm.
I have to default to you guys on this. I don't know how many times y'all watched it, but that was my first time. So
mm.
Well, I mean, I only watched the third season once too. Like, so I'm going off like memory for it. I gotta rewatch the whole thing over again so I can like be able to pick up on the stuff that I missed.
And
But
so,
Mm,
and I know we'll get to it, Jerome. We're gonna have to
yeah.
talk about it when you talk about the season or the show overall. But to me, like the whole Guardian of the Globe incident, to me, that was
Hmm.
the single best part of the entire show. When that
Hmm.
happened, that was the best part of all three seasons
Yeah, for
when that
sure.
happened. Yeah, and to me, like that right there, there's never been a moment in the three seasons that have lived up to that. That was
mm.
different right there.
I felt like the Invincible War could have came close to that, but they just I think to me that was the low light of the season.
What's that now? Which
The
one?
Invincible War with all the
Yeah, yeah,
Invincibles.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I thought they could have done it a lot better. Like what Chris said, it could have been an arc. Or it
Yeah,
could have been
they
like a whole
rushed it.
season in itself.
Yeah, with me, and again, I don't want to go too far back, but like with the Guardians of the Globe, you had just got to know them cats, like Red Rush and all them cats.
Hmm.
You had just got to
Hmm.
know them, and then all of a sudden, they gone.
Change the game.
Yeah,
Change the game.
yeah,
And I feel you too because that first season it was so shrouded in like mystery. Because you like,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
the
that's
yeah,
fuck did
good.
he
That
do
was
it
good.
for? Like, what's going on? Like, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Yeah, I feel you on that. Like,
yeah,
yeah, that shit set off the chain of events. And especially like I said, for me, I knew nothing about this shit. So
yeah,
I'm like, I thought Omni-Man was a good guy. What the fuck happened? Like, what's going on? And then, they slowly,
Hmm.
walking you down the path until the last season. And it's like, oh, I'm this. And I was sitting here, you know what I mean? Like, so I feel you on that, bro. I definitely
yeah,
feel you on that. It had a different little element to it that it's like, it's hard to, recreate.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I gotta disagree with you, Dara, about like one of the best moments of the whole entire show.
Mm,
Because you like that Guardians of the Globe massacre. I like the joint when Mark fought with Titan in the first
mm,
season
mm,
when he fought the mob stuff, and then Battle Beast was there.
yeah.
Just destroyed the whole crew.
But see, like with me, man, that's was par for the course with Mark. That just ended up being the worst beating he ever took. But I mean, shit, he spent the whole first season getting beat up. He spent the second season getting beat up. He spent the third season getting beat up. I mean, come on, man. For him to be invincible, he get his ass kicked a lot, bro.
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah, you gotta
Hey,
start getting
yo,
some wins.
like during that first fight with Battle Beast, like, do you think he was hallucinating seeing his dad up there watching him get his ass whooped?
Nah, he was
Or do you
there.
think
He
he
was
was
there.
actually there?
He was there.
Okay.
He was there the entire time.
That's crazy. Like, yeah, that's crazy. You watching your son get his ass whooped like that. I guess he ain't no LeBron.
Well, I
Uh,
mean, just think it was only a little bit later till he beat the shit out of him too. So, from there, well, he had just enough time to recover to get the shit beat out of him again.
Exactly. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. This was
Yep.
this was our season 3 Invincible review. Don't forget to click like, subscribe to the channel for any past, current, and future content. Talk to you soon. We're out.